Hi, everybody. Blastin comic episode 222. Ooh, Friday, Friday. You notice the intro was different. That's because the last episode got completely blocked, because I used the instrumental from Big Guns from AC/DC. I figured, oh, okay, it's just some random instrumental. But no, it wasn't. It wasn't like, hey, there's a copyright strike. It's like, hey, you're fucking blocked. We're not allowing anybody to watch this. So that's why I end up throwing your little segments up separately, because I'm like, oh, I want something out there. Because I had a few people go, hey, dude, what happened to your episode last week? Nope. YouTube and their mighty gods decided to block us over a crappy instrumental cover of Big Guns by AC/DC. Who the hell knows? It's freaking ridiculous.
What's going on, Double S? What's going on? The Legion of Comics. I watched the show this morning. He had an early show this morning where he had Whack Comics on, and they were just kind of chit-chatting it up. I was kind of had them on while I was checking my email. It was good stuff.
Okay. Legion said that was a good episode, too. Yeah. Oh, well, it is what it is. I tried editing out that intro to see if they would allow me to throw it back up there. I probably could upload it as the regular upload, not a live video, but I'm not going to. You're not only blocked, you're banned. Yeah.
Wow.
Banned by AC/DC. Okay, but let's go into what else we've been doing this week. I just watched WandaVision episode, was it 8 today?
Look,
I think was it 8 or 9?
I thought it was like 6.
I thought it was 6 too.
Oh, maybe it's 6. Maybe I'm thinking of The Stand. I've been watching The Stand too. Yeah, so I watched that episode tonight. So a little more into it too, with Wanda and her powers. Expanding the area that the town that she's controlling. Her kids finally get powers of Wiccan, and I never remember her other son's
Wiccan
name. This Billy and Tommy. Is it Speed?
Speedy, or I'm not too sure, but the other one's Wiccan.
Yeah, Wiccan and Speed, or whatever his name is. Their powers manifest. Whether it be figment of Scarlet Witch's.
None of that show matters. It was Elizabeth Olsen in that costume. All show. I'm done.
You're
She's
done?
looking hot.
But it was kind of cool seeing them in their classic costumes. They look kind of ridiculous, of course, but I think that's what they were going for, that over the top stuff. No, but I see you talking about Scarlet Witch. Yeah. You like the Olsen twins too, don't you?
No, fuck them.
No.
Yeah, nothing
You
like
would.
trailer park meth out. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been watching The Stand too. Just finished that up. Love the book. This TV series was kind of hit or miss. I was kind of like, some parts were good, some parts were like kind of crap, but I finished that up. And my wife and I have been rewatching through the Hobbit movies. We're going to be on the third one coming up probably tomorrow. Probably watch that one.
I've never seen a movie so intent about just showing people walking.
The Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movies, yeah.
Just let's walk there. We have dragons, giant birds, but hey, let's just walk there.
Walk and run.
It's a nice day.
I don't see how dwarfs can run as far as they do in a damn movie. Be like Mike trying to walk 2 blocks. Sorry, Mike, I had to throw it out there. Oh, what else have you been watching, Joe, or doing? I'm gonna skip over Mike right now. He just give me that look.
I haven't gotten caught up on WandaVision yet. I hope to catch that tonight afterwards. Work, of course. I've been working out in the Evil Lair. We got a cool little project we're working on over there. We're going to make the ultimate comic book liberating device. And, I've been watching and I'm surprised I've never seen this before, but I've been watching Preacher. I'm on the 3rd season of that. I usually watch that late at night. And I never read the comic book or anything, but I've been watching that and I was like, holy crap, this is actually kind of good. So I've been enjoying that.
And that show, is that even still on anymore, or is that just...
I don't know. It's on Hulu right now, so I've been catching it on there.
Yeah. Because I know that came out 4 years ago, something like that. Maybe 3.
Yeah, some time ago. Like, I always saw it, and I was like, one night I was like, let me see what's going on with this thing. Hooked.
What about you, Mike? What have you been doing? Working?
Cussing you under my breath.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I've been working. Tried to watch Captain Marvel on one of my days off because I fell asleep in the theater. Fell asleep this time too. Great. So I got to go back and pick up where I remember I left off. I haven't watched anything. Watched WandaVision. I love that show. Love Elizabeth and her red outfit. Yeah. And as far as games, I'm in a slump. I haven't really been. Nothing's holding my attention, so I went back and started playing Diablo 3 again. One of my favorite games. So
It's like a death chicken, is it? Diablo.
no,
Ay, Diablo. No, is it the Loco? I don't forgot what chicken was in Spanish. What is Polo? Polo? Something like that.
shut up, Dave.
Polo. So we're on. Let's talk a little bit about this before we jump into the comics too. It's been kind of lights are going off. Let's talk about Disney. So Cara Dune was let go by Disney, so no more Cara Dune at all in The Mandalorian because of her tweets and her social media and stuff like that. I want to know everybody's opinion on that. What do you think about whether it be a big movie company or whatever like that, letting somebody go because they have different beliefs in what the studio is?
What'd she say? Do we? What did
I
she
don't
say?
know exactly what she said. I can pull it up if you want me to.
There's been a bunch of people. There's been several things. So there's been some people that have had a problem with her and her role in the movie, and she kind of bit back at the new cancel culture weirdos that are out there with the Kool-Aid hair, and she kind of bucked up against them, and of course that turned into a snowball. And she had some particular things to say about. I think it all kicked off when she said something about a particular gender being a gender. And that just snowballed over the last 2 years. They've been trying to cancel her for a while, and finally, it looks like I guess my opinion of the whole thing would be something along the lines of, so what? I mean, yeah, if you're part of a company, you're an employee of a company, right? There's a certain, like, I can't go around and trust me, I'm very limited even on this show compared to some of the things that I want to say. Because of my job and what I do and how it can be.
I'll kick you off.
No. Right, but I think it's a little overkill. I think it's ridiculous. I thought she was one of the best things in the show. It's a shame that's what we are today.
Ronda Rousey's taking her place, or is?
No, I doubt that. I doubt that at all.
That's what Legion said.
I haven't heard that. That's for sure. I'll show you. I think this is the final tweet. Now, this is just the text from the tweet. It's not necessarily the tweet itself. But she did post this right here where it said that Jews were beaten in the streets, not by Nazi soldiers, but by neighbors, even by children, because history is edited. Most people today realize that get to the point where the Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews. The government first made their own neighbors hate them simply being Jews. How is it different from hating someone for their political views? That's what she posted. So that was the final straw on her getting kicked off the show.
She's such a.
For me personally, I tend to keep all my political views off my social media. I don't talk about that at all. I mean, if I am on Facebook, usually it's just share pictures of my kids and just to have fun. I don't, because those are my views, and those I just hold on to. I don't think anybody's. No.
Like Joey says, if you're working for a company and they have a certain way you're supposed to act,
maintain an image, yeah.
Just like me with Pepsi in uniform on the clock, I cannot be seen drinking a Coke product.
That's grounds for immediate dismissal.
Yeah, I've heard rumors that people get in a lot of trouble with that, but yeah, It is what it is. Hopefully her Funko Pop goes up in value now.
Or they'll probably put them in a pile and burn them.
So, like, here comes some of the chat. Legion was talking about getting around Ronda Rousey. He said that's not sure if it's confirmed, but that's what it's been rumored out there. Knockout Comics had just stopped by to say, "Hey guys, long time no see." Double said, "Yes, keep it simple and have fun, Huey." And Legion says, "My mom was a teacher. They asked her to stay off social media totally." And again, too, like with my views, those are my views. I don't push my views on anybody, and I just live and let live kind of thing, And so,
hey man, there's some comic books over here that need reviewing.
Yeah, I know. Let's get off the serious topic.
Time is short.
Okay, Mike. Mike, you go ahead. Start us off with a comic then.
Before we do that,
since you opened your bearded hole.
They call it the Snapdragon. You want to see it?
Just do your comics.
Does it burn?
Let's do probably my pick of the week or close to my pick of the week. I don't know. It's my favorite Marvel. Well, yeah, it's my favorite Marvel book going on right now. Daredevil number 27. There. So we get a nullified Typhoid Mary versus Electro Devil or whatever she calls herself nowadays. Daredevil's still in prison. He's nullified, doing everything he can to resist Null talking shit in his head. Typhoid Mary's actually talking shit to Null, like agreeing to do whatever he wants. One quote, she goes, "I already got enough voices in my head. I don't need your shit too." So, Daredevil, cool scene. Daredevil actually makes his way to the electric chair in the prison and shocks the fuck out of himself to get denullified. And then Elektra fakes her own death at the end. And it's just a great story. I love it. I'm tired. Next
Is
book.
Bullseye there to fake her death?
No. Did I say Bullseye? I said Typhoid Mary, Dave.
Typhoid Mary. I know Typhoid probably killed some
Typhoid?
people. Typhoid?
Nobody else
what
Daredevil?
About... No, I did not read Daredevil. Everybody's telling me shut up and read comics. Talk about comics. Joe, did you read Daredevil?
No, I don't. No, I'm not particularly.
You don't take into that stuff. Let's talk about an independent book. Let's talk about Radiant Black. Can we pick up Radiant Black?
No, I missed out on a lot this week. Yeah.
I got 3 copies coming, Joey.
Got 3 copies. So this is a new book by Image. It actually has so the main character Nathan Burnett. He's a writer who's broke, absolutely, completely broke. He tries to say, "Oh, I'm working on these independent books. I should have money coming." He's trying to get money, and he ended up coming back home to live with his parents. He's feel like an absolute failure, but his parents are like, "No, it's fine. Come home." One of his friends from when he was younger shows up, says, "Hey, man, I need to take you out drinking. We need to go have that." And he finally admits to him that he actually cannot get a loan at all. He's actually completely flat-ass broke, has no prospects of getting any writing jobs. And then as they're leaving the bar, they find this floating orb in the middle of the railroad tracks. They're like, it looks like a little black hole, and they go to approach it. And Nathan grabs it and end up turning into this guy, this Radiant Black guy. Police end up showing up saying, "Hey, take the mask off." And he's like, "I can't." He starts freaking out. And then he ends up like levitating this train, as well as the policemen are there. But he ends up calming down and able to set him back down. And the cops are like, "We're not even going to report this because we're going to sound like total crazy people if we try to write this report up." And
Dave?
And at the end, he's kind of accepting this costume a little bit because they kind of have a little fun. They're flying around. he said he can kind of get used to it, and but then at the very end too, we get another person who apparently has a costume with the red, black and red, just like Mike likes. Yeah, Mike likes the black and red, don't you? He's a bad guy. So yeah, Legion kind of hit it right on the head there. It was kind of odd and inconsistent writing. It didn't give me enough to want to pick up issue 2. You know, the guy got the costume or the superpowers or whatever, you know, very much America's greatest hero kind of thing, you know. That's what I thought of in this thing, you know, just bestowed upon him by this great civilization. But overall, it did not grab me. It did not give me like, hey, dude, I want to know more about this red and black. It didn't give me any of that at all. You know, I'm sure that these two guys are going to clash like the yin and yang almost of, you know, he's more of the good guy. Maybe that's the bad guy who wants to do the bad things. But overall, it's a whiskey dick. I mean, if I hear good things about it coming forward, I might go back and revisit it, you know, especially if it picks up an issue 2 or something. Other than that, I'm not really super enthused with it. Mike, what about you?
Dave?
Yeah.
Have you approached a black hole before?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay.
I had to be super drunk if I did.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah, you. This was good. I enjoyed it for the most part. I'll pick up issue number 2. I'm stashing it. I think that Kyle Higgins didn't Kyle Higgins do the Power
Winter
Rangers
Soldier.
stuff?
He might. That's what Legion said. I think in there, Legion or Double S said that. I think he also did the Winter Soldier stuff with Bucky and that new kid, that other assassin, a young assassin. It's like a 5-issue miniseries. I think he did that one too.
Yeah, with the kid. Yeah, that was good. I forgot all about that.
Northgate Comics in there says, totally thought Greatest American Hero 2. I hope he doesn't lose the instruction book.
North Garden.
That's what I said. North Garden Comics.
Oh, I thought you said Northgate.
No, North Garden. I think I said that. What about you, Joe? What do you got for us over there in that corner?
I want to talk about DC Superman and Interiors Lex #1. So, if you're not familiar, this isn't the first time we've told this story. It's kind of been told before in Adventure Comics number 247. Basically, Lex Luthor makes this planet to get away because he's tired of Superman's BS and always interfering with his shit. So he goes and creates a planet with beings and everything on it and starts living the good life. And then one of his things kind of activates, and then Superman's going to go talk to. And this kind of happens too, only Lex's planet has little robots that like to go out and kind of just steal from other planets and bring it back. And that's why the planet's so wealthy and everybody loves him. And he's such a great guy. And then Superman's like, no, this isn't right because I'm universal justice. And he like shows up with broken robots and everybody's freaking out because their economy's going to crash now. And Superman's like, he's like, no, seriously, you guys are just horrible people. You should be better. And of course, Imperious Lex doesn't like this. They fight each other. Luckily, the planet's right on the outskirts of a red sun, which weakens Superman, so he can't sit there and fight it. So Lex Luthor, playing political games, tries to get ahead by joining the Universal Federation, blah, 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 of do-gooders. And they decide to let him in. Why? Because to hopefully teach Lex a better way to live and do things right. But we all know how that's going to work out. He's going to totally jack that thing up, and it's going to be awesome. So I love this because, one, it kind of pays homage to some Silver Age comic goodness. And two, it's one of my favorite villains. I like Lex Luthor and his little scheminess. It's definitely more creative for Lex Luthor to be a villain in a comic book than just go around hitting and punching things. So I really enjoyed this. This was a good read. Future State still impresses me, and I feel so bad for talking shit before it came out because a lot of this has just been great reading.
Legion says Lex enslaved an entire planet based on lies and murder. What book did you read?
No. They love him. Read the book. Like when he's fighting Superman, they're all cheering for Lex Luthor to happen. It's awesome. Yeah, sometimes people just gotta die.
I figured you were going to like it just because you defended Lex in that villain showdown on whose channel was that on?
I actually got out of that list. I was one of the first people asked, and when they showed me the list and let me pick, within 5 minutes I picked Lex Luthor. Like I didn't even finish reading the list. I was like, I want Lex Luthor. So yeah, I'm a fan of Lex Luthor. He's not my favorite villain, but he ranks up there in the top 5.
That book's old. That's like 2 or 3 weeks old, ain't it?
I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
they just had it when I got there.
Did you read that book, Mike?
No.
No. Okay, what do you got, Mike? What do you got?
Let's do another future state. Let's do Justice League. Future state number 2. This book is going to be worth millions.
Millions.
Millions. Yeah, it's Justice League versus the White Martian imposters. There's a backup Justice League story. But more importantly, in this book, it's the first appearance of Huey.
That's where I could not figure out where that picture came from. You shared that in our messenger. And I'm like, and I read through all my comments this week. I'm like, where was that picture? I couldn't find it.
Yeah, you should have asked me, bitch. But this is good. The Justice League Dark with the demons, good. But let me show you the picture of Huey. Where the fuck is he?
Here, let me make you. Let me highlight you, Mike.
It's like another 5 years. Yes, that is him.
Grow your beard out. Keep the hair. Get some more gray.
But I showed my wife that picture too. She's like, "Yeah, he's even got your eyebrows."
Yeah.
First, I'm gonna have you sign this book.
Okay.
Next time I see you.
Right there.
Huey is Merlin.
That it's Merlin. You
Merlin.
guys didn't read it? It's Merlin.
No, I'm in the process of growing my beard back. I think. I don't know.
Need to.
I've been thinking about shaving mine. We just can't get on the same page on this channel.
No, yeah, that's what it is.
But yeah, Justice League, man, definite stash. So.
You picked that up, Joe?
Yeah. Why? Yes, I did.
Well, yes, you did.
So we have HyperClan in here. They're impersonating as Justice League, and they're running around doing good guy stuff. Why? So they can secretly do bad guy stuff, and I really like that. The whole Justice League Dark storyline in here is great. Like I enjoyed Justice League Dark, and except for the last storyline. But this, I want to read some more of this. This sounded really cool. Like I really like this, and of course, Jason Blood. The demon's human ego is actually the Black Knight in this, right? So that was really cool. And of course, again, and I'll say it every single time I read a Justice League Dark book, a chimpanzee running around with a sword is probably one of the greatest things you could put in a comic book, hands down. It's enjoyable. And he's a slight alcoholic, which makes it even funner. Because what's funnier than a monkey drinking? Like that, I don't know why. Just the thought of that warms my heart.
A monkey drinking flinging poo would be even better.
It's awesome. I highly enjoyed it. Good read. Definitely recommend it. Hopefully some of this stuff kind of makes it a little bit more mainstream and we can enjoy some of it. Again, another future state one. Shop.
I didn't read that one, but I did read this book, and I don't know why the hell I picked these books up. I have no clue why I picked these holiday books up. They're freaking $10. I picked up Love is a Battlefield by DC. And the thing is, I never read all the way through it either. I know it's always toward the bottom of my stack, and I'm like, I guess so. And I'll pick them up. I only read the one story in here, and that was the Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn story. Wait, was there another one I read too? Oh, I read the Mr. Miracle and what?
At least you're a comic.
Why do it every week? Yeah. I read the Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy story, and it's about their relationship when they first meet, and then they're growing old, and Harley Quinn's on her deathbed, and Poison Ivy gives her a special pill so they can both commit suicide and become plants, and where they have all the same memories. What the fuck, dude? I don't know why I spend money on this. I don't know why. It'll go on my.
A lot of haul videos this week for new books. Not many people grabbed that, but Dave, you didn't let me down. You did not.
I didn't let you down. So I'm assuming nobody else on the panel got this.
Yeah, no, you're alone.
Yeah. Okay. It's a turd. Pick this up in $1 bin. I mean, I like that cover. Okay, I like the Harley Quinn Poison Ivy cover. But other than that, dude, I really need to quit picking up those Valentine's books or the Christmas books or what like that. I need to just stay away from them. Save my $10.
Real quick, running down the list, we got you need to sue DC for likeness rights there, Huey. Legion of Comics, a monkey drinking is why I turn in every week. That's funny. And Tyler Hill says, nope, passed it up. We don't blame you, brother. Also, I don't know if we shouted him out, but Jack Yo was in the room.
Huh? Jack Yo's in here too, yeah.
Yeah.
Millions! That'll be worth millions. This is going to be such a low distributed book. It's going to be worth millions.
Not as much as Justice League #2.
Millions of pesos.
Millions of pesos.
Millions of Bitcoin.
Bitcoin could be.
Oh, am I talking about a book now? Let's talk about.
You're talking about a book.
Let's talk about this Thunderbolts. All right. This is issue #2. Again, if you don't know, we have a bunch of bad guys led by Taskmaster. Stars on the team, Mr. Fear, which is kind of an obscure character, but still really cool. They got to go to Ravenclaw to get Norman Osborn, or at least a plan from Norman Osborn, to go get Sentry. Now, Sentry, if you don't remember, got torn in half, right? Like, Noel was like straight up, I'm the Void. Torn him in half. So they got to go get him, not so much because he's Sentry, but because they need to awaken the Void inside of him, which means they need a big explosion for energy and the whole nine thing. The story is secondary in this thing. Let me be very clear on that. The banter and the dialogue in this thing alone is worth it. It's comical. It's funny. It's what you expect when you get a bunch of kind of weird bad guys together, and then you place them in an insane asylum like Ravenclaw, where other bad guys are hanging out. And in the background, you kind of see like these obscure characters you haven't heard about in like forever, like Bushman. I'm waiting for the sexual joke.
That's Mike's category.
One slide.
Yeah, Mike failed you.
Yeah, Mike failed you.
Potatoes.
So
he's more really of a Brazilian guy.
Mr. Fear is hilarious in this. It's just great, and it's got great action in it, and it's just whimsical, and it's just fantastic, and I'm enjoying this. And just to kind of get me in the right set for like the whole Thunderbolts thing, I finally got issues 1 through 9 of Volume 2 just to kind of catch up on it. And I was like, these are cool characters and everything, but there's something missing, right? Like even Deadpool wasn't funny in that. And in this, like everybody's cracking jokes on each other. It's great. It's like watching an elite team all bust each other's balls. It's great. I would go pick up issues 1 and 2 of this.
Just like the military.
Right? Yeah, it was just like that. It was like just having a bunch of military guys bust balls, and then like there's a female in there who's like super strong and everything. And like Mr. Fear's like, hey, blonde chick, you look pretty good right now. And she's like, I will you up. Right? It was great. If you're like a reader, right? You love good dialogue. You want dialogue to tell you a story. This is the book to get right now, and it is my pick of the week. This was great.
Ooh. You read Thunderbolts, Mikey? What are you putting that banana in your mouth for?
Pick of the week for 3 weeks now. Y'all notice that?
Dave, you're feeling very sassy this evening.
Well, you're sitting there rubbing a banana on your lips down there. I don't know what you're doing.
A crab cracker that I stole from Joe.
Well, that doesn't sound much better.
Yeah. No, not when this is over on that one.
Yeah. Picking the crabs out of your beard, are you?
What is with?
I got Huey 2 weeks ago about this comment. Now I got to get Joey. Did Joey say Taskmaster or Ass Master, or is Michael an Ass Master?
If you didn't read Thunderbolts, that joke there's a joke very similar to that in there. You need this book, Double S.
Mike, what do you got? You didn't get Thunderbolts, but what else you got?
I did get Thunderbolts. I haven't read it.
Oh, you
yet.
did? What'd you think of Thunderbolts, Mike?
I just said I haven't read it yet. Pay attention.
Look, well, it's
bubbly.
too busy looking at your crab getter. Oh, I thought Joe had one too there, and I'm like, oh, what is this? I'm
Well-
don't have a crab getter.
Oh man,
I'm crab
I don't want
getterless.
to talk about nothing else. Space Bastards #2. Did I give you a copy of that, Joey? The number
Not
one.
Space Bastards, no.
So this is about the post office of the future, and #2 is basically he's the postmaster general. That guy right there, that douchebag. And this is just the origin and how everything came to be, and it was a little slower issue than last, but I still dig it. I'm gonna keep picking it up. Space Bastards #2, stashing it.
Nice.
Oh, they're liking my crab getter comment. So
Well, now you're YouTube famous. Congratulations.
I'm YouTube famous. Yeah.
You just wish you had a. You want me to send this one to you? I'll sanitize it.
I don't trust you even sanitizing it and sending it to me. I'm gonna talk about.
That's hurtful.
On my honor, I'll do my best to like this comic, but I really, really don't. Scouts Honor #2. Anybody else pick up Scouts Honor #2 this week? So in this one, it's funny. They end up finding a drone, and they name the drone Weeblos. Anybody know what Weeblos are?
Yeah, we know what Weeblos are. We live in America.
What does Weeblo stand for? Anybody know in the
Isn't
group
it
or
like
the chat?
Lowest rank?
Weeblos is kind of an acronym. You don't know what it stands for?
No.
No, it's actually 4th and 5th graders. We'll be loyal scouts. That's what Weeblo is. No, I'm moving on. Dave's education point. I'm moving on. But they find this drone that's with the message on there, and then her dad does. The main character's dad does, and she goes to meet her buddy Dez. But she's actually Aaron Hasselhoff. She goes to meet Dez. Dez's dad is the head of the scouting group, the Eagle Scouts and all that stuff we want to call him. Dez thinks he's getting ready for the proving ground, but his dad thinks he wants to have this girl that's playing the pretending to be a guy to go to the proving ground instead of Dez. But it's funny that Dez ended up giving her, whatever her thing is, a kiss. You know, is he gay? Does he know he's a girl? They never talk about that. She kind of like, oh my God, does he know I'm a girl? Or wait, is it the other thing? You know, so she does.
He actually said he knows I'm a boy, or he thinks I'm a guy, and that kind of freaked her out in that one panel. You saw it, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what he said. Does he know I'm a girl, or does he think I'm a guy? Yeah. Overall, it's still crap though. I don't know why I picked it up. What about you, Joe? What'd you think of it?
So after reading issue 1, I thought there would be some fascinating, kind of interesting, because we do this sometimes in history, with the whole, what they made their particular scout thing be, model juveniles that, ended up taking over, and this robot has that information, the drone. So the day in the life of this particular character kind of sucks, right? What's the character's name? That's how important this book is to me. Kit,
yeah.
Best friend just found out that likes boys, right? But Kit's a girl, so there's some idealism that's about to go down the toilet. She loses her dad in a day. She turned down going to the Great Scout thing, but then after she buried her father, she's like, I'm going to go. So in the next day, making hasty decisions is never a good idea. But hey, screw it. We're going to go ahead and do it anyway because we're not responsible for anything. And this is just a mess. This thing has way too much. It's trying to be super sophisticated and at the same time tell a comic book story. And the problem is although two things can be true at the same time, and I'm a firm believer in that, however, it's just not happening in this book. And it just kind of missed the mark for me. I just found myself like, what should I be caring about in this book? The action and the things that are going on in it, or the idealisms that, this person is lying to everybody for justifiable reasons, whatever, the noble lie. It doesn't fit. The story doesn't fit what's going on in the story, if that makes any sense. And I just kind of got lost in it. So unfortunately, this is a blast for me.
Yeah, the very last panel too of after her dad dies, she finally does accept to go into this the trials of the eagle, right? And the whole stand at the end, like, tomorrow I start the trials of the eagle. And I'm like, oh my god, it was just absolutely garbage. GJ Lynx is in here. I think that's the first time we've seen him in the chat. Apparently he knows Legion, so thank you for jumping in here.
Hey, yeah, thanks for coming in.
And he says, yo, what up, everybody? And then Legion says, GJ, what it do? Welcome to the place to be on Friday nights. Thanks, Legion, for shouting us out there.
Grab a beer.
What?
I have a question.
You have a question?
Yes.
Is it about your gender? This is not the place to reveal it.
Yeah, we don't want to hear
it. Yeah. Dave? No, I want to know if DJ Lynx is an actual DJ.
Like, is he like, wickety whack? Yeah, that would be cool.
And we just lost DJ Lynx as a subscriber.
Dude, I'm so white. It's not.
I was just curious.
I don't know.
Let's go. Let's do something. Let's do a Mike thing. Let's go, Mike.
Let's have some dinner.
Let's have some. There we go. Where is it? Where's the? There we go.
Ooh la la.
Mike's meat and potato pick of the week. What do you got for us, Mike?
I was just reading the comments. This week, I think we all had a crush on this young lady at some point in our lives, especially us who are a little bit older. I know Dave's a big fan. I think Joey is too. And that's old Cassandra Peterson.
Oh, Elvira.
Elvira.
I need some beer. Hold on.
You could literally take any one of her comic books out of any of my long boxes and show some meat and potatoes, but I chose this one. This is the official comic book adaptation of the friendly, funny new film, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. You've seen it, Dave. Very campy, 1988.
Oh, yeah. I've seen it multiple times.
Yeah, I mean, you're not watching that movie for the story.
She turned my short box into a long box for sure. Go ahead.
This cover is done by Joe Jesco, and it's right there.
I do not have that issue. That's on my list to get.
I got this at one of the cons a couple years ago. It had to be Baltimore, because I bought it from one of my LCSs.
Oh, really?
So
yeah, I'm a huge Elvira fan.
Do you have her first appearance in Marvel? That House of Secrets or whatever?
Yep, I have that one. Yeah. Joe gave me a copy of it too, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's before I found out you had it.
That's one I always pick up. Usually I pick up the photo covers. I mean, the photo covers are reprints too, though. I mean, it's not like they're new pictures by any means.
Yeah,
they're pictures from when she was younger.
I thought about. I had another cover here. Do you guys have meat and potatoes?
I do. I got this one. I got this week. This is a Mayhew cover. This is G.I. Joe 273. It's the Virgin Baroness with the black dress on. That's my meat and potato cover right there.
I don't think I have.
Awesome book.
Here you go.
I have that book too. Yep, definitely have that book.
I have that.
Showing a little thigh right there.
I had a poster when I was a kid. I was a teenager, 12, 13. It was her. She was moonbathing. I don't know if you ever remember that. I'll look it up. I'll look it up. Boy, I know we know Joe doesn't have.
Wasn't that a Bud Light poster?
No, it wasn't a Light poster.
You sure?
Yeah,
Bud Light poster.
I'll look it up. And Mike or Joe never has a potato book, so
that's because I'm a respectable adult.
That's how it is. Yeah, you're sitting there talking about comic books. I'm bringing it right now.
So while Dave is pulling up that picture, I just want to shout out the Midwest Scotsman, who's been making a lot of videos recently.
I need to catch his
latest one, his Creator Spotlight. I think it's episode 18. He talks about the Golden Age artist Fred Gardenier.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing artist for his time. So go check out Midwest Scotsman for some Golden Age goodness. He gave us a shout out on his
channel. Yeah.
On his channel. So
he's Blaster Stashin alumni too.
He is, yep. One of the originals. I'm trying to find a good picture to where I can bring it up full screen, but nothing's letting me pull it up full screen. Close, damn it! I'll just share this one.
Well, we'll share it. Let's do this.
Share, screen share.
By the way, DJ Link says he was a professional DJ prior to the whole COVID thing. I think we can all understand that. And now he's a YouTuber himself. So definitely take a look at his channel.
There it is. There's that Elvira moon bathing poster. You can get it on eBay right now for $29.99. Unused, rolled.
DJ Link's going to swing those sweet jams.
No sticky corners.
You might hear him in the background of the evil lair.
But yeah, I had that poster on my wall for quite a long time. Let's jump into Joe. What do you got? What do you got for next book? And after this round, we'll go through your segment as well.
Whenever you're ready, buddy. Let's go ahead and talk about Eternals. Other than Scout's Honor, I really haven't blasted anything. So this is a confusing mess. Now, look, before people get mad, I understand some people like the Eternals. And the Eternals are interesting characters in their own right. But the art in here is garbage. Everybody has this weird expression on their face, and it always looks like this.
I got to get that screenshot and use that for something.
Like everybody's face is that in here. It's so freaking weird. And the story, go ahead, Mikey. What do you got?
That's his surprise butt sex face.
Yeah, right. Everybody has surprise butt sex face in here. I'm not even kidding. Also, Thanos makes his big return, but guess what? It's kind of secondary. Why? Because there may be some leadership problems with the Eternals. I know how much you comic book nerds care about that. Are you freaking kidding me? Also, the Earth is dying, and the Earth is narrating this thing. If you don't know, in the Eternals universe, the Earth is kind of like tied to a machine. Everything's a machine tied together. It's the best way to think of it. Yes, it's more complicated than that, but let's simplify this. Let's get this down to crown-eating intellect. So the Earth is narrating this, and it's constantly apologizing for itself. So it doesn't even sound like a machine. It sounds like a pretentious British guy. It's like, I'm sorry if I'm being quirky. Just that voice just drives me crazy. This is like, at first I was like, oh, the Eternals are back, because I kind of like the Eternals. I like the concept of the Eternals. And then all of a sudden this writer's on, and he's like, hey, let me jam a bunch of crap in here that we know nobody's going to care about. But the hook that will make people buy it is Thanos is back. And it turned into, oh, look, they fought for Page. They fought for Page. And then something happened in the past. Oh, the Earth is dying. Oh, we don't know who's going to be in charge of us. That was the rest of the book.
Does Thanos have that face in the book too?
Well, there it is right there. Only it looks like he's enjoying his surprise butt sex. Like everybody, the art in this is so awful.
It looks like he's the one giving the surprise butt sex.
Actually, really, in this particular scene, you're probably right. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to have to drop this. It's a blast. It's just so much narration, right? It's very little dialogue, and the story is completely reliant on the narration, but the narration is drawn out and boring. It's like reading Shakespeare.
Thou protest too much. Mike, what do you got? You didn't read Eternals. You didn't read the Surprise Butt Sex book this week, did you?
I did not. I read the first one. I got the first one. I didn't even buy the first one. I got the first one from Comic Tom's mystery mail call thing, the Cersei cover, and I read it. Didn't care for it. Never was a big Eternals fan. So even with Thanos being in it, I didn't waste my money. So
it's just one of those books you're trying to put out for the movie. That's all.
Yeah, it was a very, very, very cool cover, but I'll find it in the dollar bin eventually.
I like how Lisa says here, no one surprises Thanos with butt sex. No one.
No one.
Snap that right off in you.
DJ Links thought the Eternal cover was fire. It's not a bad cover. It's kind of just, I just don't like the artwork on the interior. That was not surprise butt sex face. Lizzie Jack says Comic Tom is still a thing. Yeah, that dude is killing it on YouTube. Like he's
I don't watch him anymore.
I think it's funny. He's trying to grow facial hair. I mean, it's cute. He's hitting puberty. No, I'm joking. I don't say anything bad about the guy, but it's all patchy and weird.
Wow, we're gonna be on the next battling it out with Comic Tom.
That's me, winning the minds and hearts of YouTubers everywhere.
Yeah. Mike, what do you got for your next book?
God damn it. We'll do a Teen Titans.
Damn it. Okay.
Hey, we're gonna review a comic book.
Did you guys read Teen Titans?
I did, but that was one of the books I read late last night, and it's just like the first one. I was kind of like, what the fuck is going on? I'm kind of lost in it.
It does skip around a lot, which it earns the whiskey dick for this year, or for this episode this year.
Oh.
The best part is when
sorry, the whiskey dick interrupted you.
Yeah, your whiskey dick. When right at the beginning, Cyborg and what the fuck is his name? Beast Boy or what is his name? The green dude.
Yeah, Beast Boy, but he's like combined with Cyborg or something.
He calls him Dick Stroke.
Yeah, that was good.
That was. But yeah, whiskey dick. It skips around way too much. And they got you too. You thought you were gonna learn the origin of who Red X was. Nope.
Legion says, "Whiskey dick my ass." That shit delivered on multiple levels.
Hey, we get it, man. Not everybody. Yeah.
Legion is the master.
I picked up that cover B on that one, on that Red X cover. But yeah, I was really kind of lost. Like I said, it skips around a lot too, and I'm like, what the hell? But that was the funniest part of the whole thing with the Dick Stroke joke in there. They said, so was he talking? Is it a combination of Cyborg and Beast Boy, because there's two different voices coming from him?
They had too much surprise butt sex, and they kind of melded together.
Oh, is that what it was?
Is that it is? Go Teen Titans, go!
Of course, this is leading right up into Teen Titans Academy, whatever they're calling themselves.
Oh, yeah, they need their school, too, yeah.
They're going to try to compete with Strange Academy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, overall, like I said, it's one of the books I read late at night, so I was kind of like lost on some of it because of the time jumps and stuff like that. I don't know. It's kind of a whiskey dick for me too.
Flash and Shazam. So,
I'm going to talk about one book that we're going to do Joe's little segment, but I know nobody else read this either, probably. And another one by Upshot, Casual Fling. Anybody read Casual Fling?
did read it.
You did. I'm surprised anybody else got it. I thought I'd be the only one picking it up. So in this story, I'm trying to. Where are my notes? Where are my notes? Not that I need a lot of notes for this book by any means.
Yeah, it's
there it is.
Pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah. So the main character, Jennifer, she's married, has 2 kids. She's a professional. She's a partner in a law firm. Her marriage is kind of like, the typical thing. They have 2 young kids that are arguing all the time about who's taking what. But she's very professional. She's in the husband's home taking care of the kids. And he's like calling her when she's out doing the business meeting saying, hey, I don't know what the diapers are. She's like, I can't deal with this. Take care of yourself. I don't want to do this. And she ends up missing the ballet recital because she stays late at the bar, meeting a new partner in this firm.
Meeting the
and he like coming on to her big time. Mm-hmm. And she's like, no, no thanks. She takes off. But she ends up meeting him the next day after work, and they have a casual fling. And she's a one-time thing. He's kind of a perv. He puts this mask on, almost 50 Shades of Grey kind of esque. And they do their thing. She goes home, and then she's totally nice to the husband. You're like, hey, what do you want to do today? Let's do your thing. And then they go out. They're having a great day, and he calls her back, says, hey, I stayed in town another week. Let's do it again. Oh, I see your hand, Mike. Give me 1 second. And she's like, no, I told you that was a one-time thing. I don't want to do it anymore. And he's like, oh, no, yeah, you're a strong, independent woman. And it shows him editing video of their casual fling that he had recorded in a hotel. And that's where the story ends. Now we know that he's got blackmail material against her to potentially ruin her marriage. God damn. What, Mike?
Did you watch 50 Shades of Grey?
I have seen the first one, yes. That's it.
I'm not going to go anywhere with that. I'm just going to leave it right there.
You can leave right there. Stew in the comments. What about you, Joe? What'd you think of Casual Fling? It's a blast for me, by the way.
All right, so let me clarify something. Romance stories and stories like this are not unusual in comic book genre. It's something that happened in the Golden Age, Silver Age, even the Bronze Age with Night Nurse and all that stuff going on. And then for some reason, comic books kind of got away from this kind of storytelling. And apparently we're going to, AWA being the new boys on the block, telling newer stories, kind of brought this back. So what we're going to have here is we're going to have that story where this guy's going to try to, he's smitten, if you will. We don't use that word enough nowadays.
No.
So he's quite smitten with this young lady, professional, that he's obviously very attracted to. The reason why he wore the mask is obviously because he's videotaping
because of COVID.
But I don't know. It just seemed, it was just a weird read. I'm blasting it, mostly because it just seemed kind of, I don't know, like it. I don't expect reality in any way in a comic book, but I should be able to relate it to reality in some way. And it just didn't seem to hit on that level. Like the whole boss telling her that, sometimes family's not first. Now, I've hung out, and I still do, in several corporate events. And I've never heard an employer tell a VP, hey, sometimes, you got to take one for the team, especially if you're engaging another company to do business with you, especially multi-million-dollar business. Usually the CEO and president is like, you guys can go home. I'll meet them. That way they get that one-on-one time. So that didn't make sense to me. So I couldn't relate it there. The whole dad and being nice to him thing. I don't know. This was just a weird story. This wasn't a comic book. It didn't feel like a comic book to me. It felt like some old trashy novel that my grandmother would read with Fabio on the cover. That's what I felt like this was.
Grandma was a perv, man. Wow.
I'm just saying, and he caressed my bosoms with his sweaty, calloused hands. Like I was expecting that kind of dialogue, and it was just weird. So no, I didn't much care for it.
Legion, go back to Teen Titans. He says, who do you think Red X will end up being? He says he wants to see it be Clown Hunter, ends up going after proper training with the Titans. Clown Hunter would be kind of cool, I think. I don't know about you, Mike. What do you think? I know you're a big Clown Hunter fan, too.
Yeah, I love Clown Hunter. I expect on him becoming a Robin, and that's pretty close. I mean,
I would go with the Robin. I would rather him be the Robin than a Red X. Yeah.
And Double S says, smitten. Very nice, Joey. Just like Huey trying to bring back the word necking. Yeah. Thank you. Now we're going to jump into...
You're just showing our age up here.
That's what it is. We're going to jump into another segment.
Intro. How long was that intro? Holy crap.
It was too long. I re-edited it, and apparently it was long. So you've been sitting there very statuesque, waiting for that damn thing to be over. Okay.
All right. So do you know where the term superhuman actually comes from? Believe it or not, it's not as old as you would think it is. It actually comes from a philosopher by the name of Friedrich Nietzsche. If you don't know who he is, don't get hung up. Just know that he has the world's most magnificent mustache that you will ever see in your life. If you want to look him up, he was a philosopher, cultural critic, a hard critic. Like, you think I'm hard on stuff? This dude was rough. He was a composer, poet, philanthropist, the whole 9 yards. And he's also the most misquoted guy ever. You've actually heard his quotes before. If you've ever seen a movie on philosophy or touches on philosophy or any mainstream Christian movie, you often seen the term God is dead. This came from Nietzsche, kind of, sort of. The quote actually goes, God is dead and we are the ones that killed him. Nietzsche was post-extremism. Existentialism and the whole 9 yards. He's kind of the founder of this whole thing. Quick breakdown, and then we'll get into how it relates to comic books. Basically, to deal with Nietzsche, here's what he ultimately believed. There are no absolute rules in life. There's no absolute values. There's no certainties on which to rely anything that you were based in. God is dead. He remains dead, and we are the ones that killed him. And we should be happier for it. Now, this doesn't mean that he was an atheist. Let me be very clear on that. Nietzsche was not an atheist. He believed in God. He believed in the structure of religion was faulted because it was created by man. So what does this ultimately mean? How does this relate to comic books? Let's break it down real quick. He believed in the spirit of man, and he broke it down into 3 things that should transform into a person. The first one he identified as the camel. This gets very, very deep. We're going to keep it shallow for you. The camel is the good citizen. He bears the load. He takes the knee. He wanders the desert. He hangs with the herd. This kind of stuff drew Nietzsche crazy. Why would anybody do this? Why is this important? You should be your own person. Eventually, you should graduate to being what he called the lion. The lion says no. Where the camel says or understands the term thou shalt, the lion says no, and it roars and does its own thing. It's the rebellious nature of man as it goes through and grows and becomes his own person. Then what happens is the child is born. You become free-willed, a child, recreated. You don't worry about society's norms and rules. You do your own thing. But understand one thing, to every good, there's a fault. You're probably going to be alone. Right? And you should relish being alone. So what does this mean in comic books? We've seen this in comic books, and we've seen this with one particular modern character as we've watched her grow, Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn followed the social norms, became the normal person, went to college, played a sport, became a psychiatrist, tried to do the rules, tried to fit into it. Then she gets tied in with the Joker. That's the lion in her, to rebel and to go against. Even though she would get beat and all this other stuff, she was still out there doing the wrong, breaking societal norms. And today, if we read her, we see her as this childlike character that understands her past, still going to do her own thing, and even argues with Batman about how to do the thing correctly. She's going to walk to the beat of her own drum. She's extremely creative and definitely a character that catches everybody's attention. You're not going to get a better philosophy class in 2 minutes than that. And you're welcome for it, America.
GJ Link says, I'm not disappointed. I stumbled in here. We went from surprise butt sex to philosophy, and I'm with it. Well, not the butt sex. Legion said, dude, the show's been my happy place every Friday night since I found it. Best way to end my night. Thanks, guys. Definitely appreciate that. Always great to have, the people that come in here every week and come in here just to sit with us and chit-chat and talk about butt sex and philosophy. Is there philosophy behind butt sex, Joe? I don't know. Maybe that's for another segment.
Figure out why Mikey held up a sign that said math sucks. We didn't do math. We talked about the number 3.
You had me at the intro video. I checked.
I got to do a little more editing. I got to get that fine tuned. But let's talk about 2 more books this week before we bounce out of here. The kind of bigger books. Let's talk about King in Black number 3, and let's talk about Dark Detective. Did that come out this week?
Nope.
Did I? Am I off a week on that?
Yep.
I think it's like my Imperial Lex. I was off on that one too. I found out.
Okay, well then never mind. We won't talk about King in Black.
Well, if you read it,
it was good though. No, it was really good. It was kind of tropey at some points. We have Thor come down, this ultimate god, this badass, thinking he's going to totally decimate Null, which he does at the first few punches. But then of course Null shows he's not such a badass, ends up taking him down. But overall, it was an awesome freaking book.
That's the one where Thor knocks his jaw off, right?
Yeah, it is. So yeah, I must have missed it. Yeah, Legion says issue 4 comes out next week. So okay, let's still stabs for me. It's good. Let's talk to Dark Detective. Anybody read Dark Detective?
Yes, let's.
Go ahead, Joe. Talk about Dark Detective.
But this is interesting. And again, this is where I'm still absolutely amazed that DC took this route in Future State. Like, I thought for sure they were going to go off in that weird direction where everything's just yiminy-yaminy, woo-woo and feelings, and then they deliver us this great book. And it's been a great story. So in this, we find out this kind of dreaded future with the magistrates in charge. Apparently, they're using tech that is so small and can clone, or I'm sorry, not cloak itself. And the hiding is about the size of a mosquito. And they literally are watching everybody everywhere. And the argument, of course, is going to be, it's for your safety. What rights are you willing to give up for your safety? Will it be privacy or something like that? Will eventually be an argument in this story. Or if it's not, it should be. We find out that the conspiracy theory neighbor probably isn't that crazy in this. The 2 backstories to this, the Mr. Miracle one, I thought that was interesting. I was kind of cool with that story, but the Guardian story, I just can't get behind the character Guardian. Like, even since his first appearance, it's basically a SWAT team cop. Like, don't get me wrong. I appreciate our police officers and SWAT teams and everything they do, but I'm reading a comic book right now. Like, I want to see laser beams at your face or something, right? Not some dude with a shield. Like, I'm not entertained by that. So that wasn't a big deal to me. But
what are you talking about, Rob? Grifter's the backstory of this one.
That's right, Grifter. I was thinking of Metropolis. I jumped ahead of myself.
I'm like, what the hell are you talking? I don't remember reading that.
Hold on, give me 2 seconds. Okay, yeah. So Grifter's a good story. I like the Grifter story in it. The whole Huntress thing and him interacting in this particular future, even though that's not really canon for us, but it shouldn't be because it is in a different. I'm going to assume dimension at this point. I'm not sure how we're describing these other worldly things going on. So that was really interesting. I just gave a review of a comic book I don't even have in my hand. I'm freaking awesome. Anyway, so, but yeah, Dark Detective, the Grifter story behind it. It's good to see Grifter to come back. I think he's a lot more comical in this one than I remember him. What do y'all think? Let us know. Comment.
I didn't read much of Grifter when he first came out, but he definitely kind of reminds me of like a Star-Lord, kind of that kind of character.
Star-Lord / Deadpool.
Yeah. Good, Mike. What about Dark Detective?
What about him?
Would you like it?
I did like it. I like it better than the other Batman book.
Oh yeah, definitely by far.
Oh, the next Batman.
This is our Batman, not this new guy. Who's this new guy? Who's, they actually end up meeting in this one, and they don't really fight or do nothing. They just exchange some words and go about their business. But I'm stashing it.
Yeah, I like how Bruce uses his knowledge. Like when he first catches the little drones, you know, they have this thing where they blow up when they try to get tinkered with, you know, and he finally figured out how to navigate past that. That was kind of cool. Where's my notes on that? There it is.
Don't worry, everybody busted me out on this one. Yes, it was the wrong book, and I apologize.
But overall, yeah, this book is awesome by far. This is better than remember when who was the writer that on Batman we didn't like for a long time?
Tom King.
So King got off Batman, and then we had Tynion come in. Tynion was good, and then Tynion started to waver a little bit too. But man, now we're back into this. This is even better than the main Batman story, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, this alternate universe or whatever this is better than Tynion's Batman come through. So awesome. The art's good.
Are you getting kind of a, and maybe it's just me, and definitely everybody comment on this. Are you getting kind of like a Blade Runner feel to this story? Does that make sense?
Maybe with like the drones and the tech and stuff. Yeah.
The city, the way the city's drawn.
Yeah.
Overall, still great book. Backup story was good. Not as good as the Batman stuff, but I think Grifter story's over with. Now it's just good. I think we'll have one more issue of the Dark Detective, and that's it for this run. I really kind of hope they go forward more with this, or maybe this will be the new Batman line going in as it goes through. Legion says Tynion dropped the ball on the last 5 issues of Batman. Moore's art definitely delivers the Blade Runner feel for sure.
Yeah, I thought so too. Yeah.
Yep. Awesome stash. So, okay, let's jump into. I need to get a little a graphic for Lightning Round too. I think probably need to have one of those that'll pop up. Lightning Round. Start with you, Joe. That's $1 graphic right there. Joe, what do you got for your Lightning Round? Anything good?
Lightning Round. Let's blow through this. Okay, Amazing Spider-Man. Still garbage. We're still dealing with this whole negative, Mr. Negative story and Martin Lee and how he sacrificed himself to be Mr. Negative again because righteousness or whatever good guys do. Doesn't matter. But what's cool about this is, and where people may be interested to pick this back up, we're going to have a little competition. Apparently, we're going to go back to that whole tablet story. And we find out that there's actually 2 more tablets out there. You remember Boomerang wanted the other one to kind of keep from Wilson Fisk. So we got them. But he's introduced a little competition with Mr. Negative and several other kind of obscure villains we haven't seen in a while. So you may be interested if you like some of those older school Spider-Man villains. You'll be I'll give you a little hint on one of them. Tombstone's coming back. Tombstone, zombie guy. So that's cool. American Vampire, 1976. This is just a groovy comic, man. This is so chill. If you don't know, they kind of play on history a little bit with vampires being in the United States and how, the people kind of double-crossed the monsters that were helping them during the Revolutionary War in this particular issue. So, damn the world, Satan's coming and it's going to eat everybody alive. And, man, if you thought 2020 was bad, in this book, 1976 is even worse. All right, Rorschach, number 4. I don't know why I keep picking this up. Like, I read a comic book and I take notes. And I read a comic book, and I have no idea where this is. I can't even give you a fair review on it. Something about Robert Redford being president, and Thule wants to take over as president, but somebody tried to get the other guy killed, and some girl in a cowboy mask, and something with Rorschach, and somebody really likes the comedian because they got to tie it in somehow to the cover. It's a garbage blast. So there you go.
You had to like that from the beginning.
No, I've forced every now and then I pick a bad comic book series and I read through it, and I'm a man of my word. I will read it and blast it every single time I get an issue. So I sacrifice.
We lost you. There he is. Is that it? That's all your lightning round?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're cutting out there at the end, so I didn't hear it. Mike, what about you?
Yeah,
Lightning round.
Lightning round. Erratic, number 3.
It won't do it when you want it to.
Yeah, here, I can't. There we go. Nope. There we go. Still, I still love this. More and more, I'm liking his love interest, that blonde chick. I can never remember her name. End of this is a little surprising. He gets shot. Stash. TMNT number 114. You know I love my turtles. This one, Jenica finally confronts Carrie, who is leader of the Foot Clan right now, and the one that severely wounded Jenica. So she had to have the blood transfusion, which turned her into a turtle. Still good. Bebop and Rocksteady are back. Good stuff. Darth Vader number 10. Another great Marvel book. He's still searching for answers. Is this? I thought it was a couple issues ago. Oh, that was like the cameo Toka and Razor, which are the was it Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the movie?
Yeah.
That the wolf and the turtle. Yeah, they're in comics now. What was I saying about Darth Vader's been good. Pick it up. Robin Eternal, number 2. Another great future state book. This one, Robin's all jacked up on the Lazarus drug, and he's fucking having visions of
Turtle.
Are you done, Dave? What?
Yeah.
What?
You're not turtly enough for the Turtle Club.
Man, go do your review. We're just putting up funny pictures.
Turtle.
Yeah, but Robin Eternal, if you missed it, is it over? I don't know. Is Robin Eternal over? I think so, because he kind of not dies. I haven't read Walk with Monsters 3. I haven't read Kick-Ass versus Hit Girl number 4. And The Encoded number 1.
I want to cover B on that book so bad.
Which one was cover B?
I'll
look at
cover
it. Maybe
B.
it's in the back of this one. But yes, that was the last. Robin Eternal was the last one, he said. So yeah, that Robin Eternal was good too. So
you got a couple other things for your
up.
birthday, didn't you? You want to show those real quick while he's trying to find his next picture?
not really, because one's in the vault, and
vault.
Here.
I hear him clicking away at his mouse over there. I think he might as well shoot something.
So my birthday was last weekend, and so we did the show, and it's funny because we were joking. You know, my wife doesn't get me anything. I don't get her anything. Well, the next morning she surprises me with this. I've wanted this in my collection for quite some time now. Didn't have it in my first collection. It's Wolverine number 1. Frank Miller, right? Frank Miller.
Frank Miller, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Frankie Millie.
This is the 4 or 5 part miniseries.
I think it's 5.
5 parts, yeah. And I got this, and she bought me number 1 of the ongoing, the second series. And this came in the mail today because I ordered it because I got to get them all now. Wolverine number 2.
Double S says DC needs to make a comic book for Joey called Glider Man Eternal. You're right. They need to do that.
What is this vibrator in the vault thing? Did I miss something?
You said you didn't want to go out because they were in the vault.
Yeah. Why would you put a vibrator?
Something was in the vault. Why? Yeah.
Oh, we haven't done a Shut Your Funko Mouth in a while. Are we doing that tonight? Mikey's probably tired. No,
that's a surprise.
Here.
Okay.
Shut your Funko mouth. Craig Jones from Slipknot.
Nice.
Right there.
Craig Jones.
There you go.
Craig
there. Sid Wilson.
Jones.
A very poorly done Funko of Sid Wilson, but
is crap.
And I found this gem at my comic book store. Big fan of the 80s TV show. She's holding the little hamster rodent. Dave, are you a fan of V?
Isn't that what the death for them in that TV show?
BD.
I remember watching as a kid. It scared the crap out of me. Yeah. And they peeled the skin off there with the lizard people behind. Yeah.
Huey, you didn't do a lightning round for us. You got anything?
I don't. And plus, my Wi-Fi keeps kicking in and out. So I've got to end this damn thing. I'm going to have to hardwire the laptop in next week to make sure I don't get kicked out. Everybody was kicking in and out and everything. So, but I'll go ahead and end it on here. So, whether you blast it, whether Stashin, happy reading, and we'll catch you guys next week. Oh, I got to end it with this here. Where is it? There we go.